Hello and welcome to the Business Standard Morning Show. I'm Nazia Iqbal. It's the 9th of November 2023 and here are the questions we will be answering today. Why are the Saudis interested in IPL? Is Virat Kohli the ODI GOAT? How did markets perform in Samvat 2079? And what is the FTX-Sam Bankman-Fried case all about? Saudi Arabia reportedly wants to move IPL into a holding company and acquire a significant stake in it, and that stake's worth could be as high as $5 billion. Reports also claim that the kingdom's de facto ruler wants to expand IPL into other countries, on the lines of the English Premier League. But why do Saudis want a piece of the IPL pie? Abhijit Kumar checks the pitch for answers. Saudi Arabia has oil, so having the Formula One Grand Prix made some sense. But then the country went for golf. Football came next as the country took over Newcastle United in 2021. Then Cristiano Ronaldo joined Saudi Arabian club Al Nassr after ditching Manchester United. Neymar too followed Ronaldo. And now the oil-rich Gulf nation is coming for the Indian Premier League. According to reports, Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has expressed interest in acquiring a multi-billion-dollar stake in the IPL. The news comes at a time when the cricketing world is riding high on Team India's high-voltage performance. Be it Virat Kohli's towering sixers or Mohammad Shami's swings, fans are being treated to nothing short of a magical performance. Under Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's leadership, Saudi Arabia has been on a mission to diversify its economy and showcase itself as a hub for sports and entertainment. This push towards sports has been a part of their Vision 2030 plan. IPL, which the Gulf country is eyeing, is the crown jewel of cricket's 2020 format. It is one of the richest leagues in the world, with its massive viewership and a fan base spanning the globe. It stands as one of the most significant and lucrative sporting events in the world. IPL has become a blend of cricketing prowess and entertainment, thus making it a prime destination for investors. To put the IPL's significance in perspective, IPL 2023 viewership was more than the combined viewership of the 2023 Super Bowl and 2022 UEFA Champions League final. The IPL's brand value is estimated to be in the range of billions of dollars, and it has consistently attracted top-notch international players and sponsors. A 2021 KPMG survey had said that the tournament's contribution to the domestic economy was around 1,150 crore rupees. So, what would it mean for the IPL and the sport of cricket if Saudi Arabia invests in this cricketing extravaganza?
Because they understand, they are running short of oil. Obviously, after after few decades or maybe after few years, they also need to, to look for alternate sources. And one of those sources could be, becoming a hub of, sports. And that's how they have invested so much in Ronaldo. They were also trying to buy, Messi. But overall, they are investing a lot in sports. Next, I think, aim is to get the cricket into Gulf. They have already done it. They have made beautiful stadiums in UAE. And if IPL goes there, every year, at least for a one season. So even if they could host one season of that IPL, that would be great for their economy, as well as for their dreams of having, a sporting culture around that place.
Cricket has traditionally been popular in countries like India, England, Australia, and West Indies. However, this move by Saudi Arabia adds a new chapter to the story of cricket's expansion. Experts believe that this potential investment could significantly boost the IPL's financial muscle, and it may also open up opportunities for Saudi Arabian talent to engage with the sport, fostering the growth of cricket in the region. However, some sports insiders suspect that the Saudi Arabian foray into IPL may not only be about cricket but extend beyond the sport.
So if you look at the overall media rights, the overall valuation of the media rights is only 3%. In terms of overseas rights, only 3 to 4% of the total value of the media rights. So I think investment would be more pertaining to, kind of making this sport a very big one in the Middle East, and making sure that, it has a stronger recall, reaches a large audience, and, has got a big consumption pattern. So that is the reason, why they want to invest. They want to take it very big overseas. And lastly, this property has got a very strong recall value. So the largest properties on a per match basis, if you look at the number, it is slightly higher as compared to English Premier League also, the new media rights auction which has come. So I think basis all these things, I think it makes it to be like a favorable thing, for them to invest in this property.
Currently, BCCI has full rights over IPL. If reports are true and the Saudis indeed buy a stake in IPL, BCCI may lose some of its control. BCCI also doesn't allow Indian players to participate in foreign leagues. So a lot could change if that happens. And for Saudi Arabia, it's all about business and global influence that they want to wield. Sports is just another medium. Will this be good for cricket? Only time will tell. Any discussion on IPL would be incomplete without the mention of Virat Kohli, the star batter who has scored maximum runs in this format and in T20 too. Just last week, Kohli scored his 49th ODI century, equaling the record of his cricketing role model, Sachin Tendulkar. In our next segment, Ayush Mishra explores if Kohli is the greatest ODI batter. Cricket enthusiasts have long debated on who is the greatest one-day international batter of all time. In recent years, one name that dominated these conversations is Virat Kohli. The Indian batting sensation has not only rewritten records on the field, but also captured the hearts of millions of cricket fans around the world. Virat Kohli's consistency and excellent strike rate positions him as a strong contender for this unofficial title. He has scored 13,636 runs in one-day internationals in 277 innings, with a batting average of 58.48 and a strike rate of 93.55. He holds the record for being the fastest to reach milestones of 10,000, 11,000, 12,000 and even 13,000 ODI runs, showcasing his exceptional run scoring pace. Among ODI batters with over 5,000 runs, Kohli maintains the highest batting average. Virat has the best strike rate among 10,000 run scorer, emphasizing his ability to score quickly. His conversion rate, which measures how often he turns 50s into centuries, is an astonishing 68.57%. His mate Rohit Sharma is the closest with 31 ODI centuries to his name.
Going by the records and how he has played over the last, say, 13, 14 years, he's definitely one of the greatest of the game, along with obviously his master. He always says that he has learnt a lot of cricket by watching Sachin Tendulkar. So Sachin to me was also the greatest. I mean, the way his records have always said. So Kohli is not just the greatest, but he has also helped the game, especially the one-day, 50-over format, to survive.
To assess if Kohli is the greatest ODI batter, it is important to compare his stats with other greats of the game. Let's take a closer look. Virat Kohli hit his 49th ODI century against South Africa in the ongoing ICC World Cup 2023 to equal Sachin Tendulkar's record for most ODI centuries. While Tendulkar's legacy is undeniable, Kohli's achievements can be considered on par, if not superior, given the changing dynamics of modern cricket. Kohli's teammate Rohit Sharma is another batting sensation with an impressive record. However, Kohli's consistency and ability to chase down targets set him apart. A rising star in ODI cricket, Babar Azam is often compared to Kohli. As of 2023, Kohli's track record surpasses Azam in terms of runs and centuries. Sachin Tendulkar retired in 2013 with 18,426 runs in his kitty from 463 ODIs. The dynamics of one-day cricket have changed since then. Since late 2011, matches are played using two wide balls, favouring fast bowlers and somewhat restricting spinners' effectiveness. Consequently, batsmen now achieve higher scores in one-days with two wide balls. Introduction of three power plays come with varying fielding restrictions across overs. All these contributed to Kohli's enhanced scoring abilities.
He has absolutely maximized the use of these new rules that have been brought in. Two new balls, the extra fielder taken in, that's not outside the circle. That does lead to. I mean, I remember interviewing Tendulkar, who once talked about this. He remembered that these new rules had come into play after he'd finished playing, and he kept saying, in the old days, I just got a single and it would have been a four. Had Kohli played in that era before these two new balls, he would have found a way. He would have found a way to chase, to score, because all great players do that. They adapt to the environment and the conditions around them, which is what makes them great and makes them rise above the rest of their compatriots, the rest of their competitors at that time, their peers.
And Kohli's influence on the game goes beyond just numbers. He has redefined the role of a modern-day ODI batter with his unmatched fitness, play ethic, and ability to adapt to different conditions.
The best compliment for Virat Kohli is that he has added a new dimension, and that is fitness into the skills and the batting skills. So previously, whether it was Tendulkar or any other batsman, they had their own fitness issues. Tendulkar had with his arm, and also, he was not probably the one of the fittest players in the team. Kohli is the fittest one. You look at his fielding skills. Even if he fields for 50 overs, he comes back, takes the maximum runs while running, and then he can score hundreds or 200s. Though that's been a fantastic dimension that he has added to his batting.
Virat Kohli's consistency, target chasing prowess, and overall charisma make a compelling case for him as the greatest ODI batter in cricket history. While the debate persists, his legacy has inspired a generation of cricketers around the world, leaving a lasting mark on the sport. Like its cricket team, India's financial markets too are on a roll. Despite aggressive interest rate hikes worldwide and geopolitical crisis, Indian markets are ending somewhat 2079 with sparkling returns. The benchmark indices are up about 10% each, while the broader market indices have zoomed over 30%. In our next report, Nikita Vashisht brings a wrap on the outgoing Samvat, highlighting key events that unfolded during the year and the biggest wealth builders and destroyers during the period.
Riding on improved macroeconomic indicators, superior growth outlook, and a pause on interest rate hike by the Reserve Bank of India since April, Indian equities have clocked impressive double-digit gains thus far in Samvat 2079. The benchmark S&P BSE Sensex has rallied 9.5% till November 7, while the Nifty 50 has jumped 10.4%. What remained the go-to place for investors, however, were the mid and small cap stocks. At index level, the Nifty mid-cap and small-cap indices have zoomed over 30% each thus far in Samvat 2079, recording their third-best Samvat performance in 10 years. By comparison, the benchmark indices have generated their fifth lowest Samvat returns in the past 10 years.
Another highlight of the Indian market has been the sharp outperformance of mid and small-cap indices, which are up almost 30% over last 1 year. Strong earnings growth of this segment, backed by robust domestic inflows of almost $20 billion versus negative $5 billion from FIIs, has resulted in this sharp outperformance.
Domestic investors have pumped in funds worth $20 billion into Indian equities thus far in this Samvat, countering outflows worth $5 billion by their foreign counterparts. This massive inflow helped the Nifty 50 bounce from sub 17,000 levels to a record peak of 20,200. The Sensex index too recovered from 57,000 mark to nearly 68,000. In the broader markets, the Nifty mid-cap index and small-cap indices touched all-time highs of 41,680 and 13,250 levels. Individually, 43 of Nifty 500 companies vaulted between 100 and 500%, while 319 companies advanced between 50 and 100%. Among sectors, the Nifty PSU Bank Index has surged 53% thus far in the outgoing Samvat, followed by the Nifty Auto, FMCG and Pharma indices. Analysts believe these returns are stellar given the headwinds the markets face this year.
The US Fed eventually managed to gain control of the rising inflation by hiking the interest rates from almost 0% to 5.5% in the period of 20 months. The US bond yields, which were continuously falling, had risen during the current Samvat and have touched a peak of 5%. Geopolitical tensions between Russia and Ukraine continued to affect the markets. Apart from that, there was a new geopolitical conflict between Israel and Hamas, which is ongoing as I speak.
Rising COVID-19 cases in China and slowdown in its economy, union budget-related volatility, and Adani Hindenburg saga were some of the other headwinds for Samvat 2079. Going ahead, markets are entering the new Samvat with a narrative marked by higher for longer interest rates, volatile bond yields, geopolitical conflicts in West Asia, and fluctuating oil prices. As a strategy, analysts say every decline in the market would be a buying opportunity as strong earnings will make the markets more attractive.
He's making plans for an early retirement. Business Standard.
After stocks, let's see what is happening in the crypto space. Erstwhile crypto king Sam Bankman-Fried was convicted of wire fraud and conspiracy to launder money last week. He now faces up to 115 years in prison. Bankman-Fried was the founder of the now bankrupt crypto exchange FTX. Abhijit Kumar explains the entire Bankman-Fried FTX saga.
Just a few months ago, Sam Bankman-Fried was sharing the stage with people like Bill Clinton and Tony Blair. He was on the cover of Fortune and Forbes and had the courage to ignore the editor of Vogue. But last week, he was photographed being almost dragged by a group of security officers to a court in New York where a jury convicted him on 7 charges of fraud and money laundering. The quick rise and rapid fall of Bankman-Fried, the prodigal son of Stanford law professor Joseph Bankman, was nothing short of dramatic. Bankman-Fried conjured FTX's token FTT out of thin air in 2019, and then he continued to pump up its price with no underlying value to back it, a fact which RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das highlights to buttress his firm belief that cryptocurrency needs to be checked. He actually built a fortress in the air and made hundreds believe that it's real. When it collapsed, investors lost millions of dollars. FTX was a well-known cryptocurrency exchange that offered a wide range of digital assets and derivatives trading services. Founded by Sam Bankman-Fried and Gary Wang, it grew to be one of the largest exchanges in the world. But in November of 2022, the dreams and money of many users crashed. On November 2nd, a report came out claiming that Bankman-Fried was holding a significant amount of the exchange's token FTT. This sparked a rush of withdrawals from the exchange, leading to a liquidity crisis. Eventually, the crypto exchange filed for bankruptcy and many customers' money was trapped. The case against Bankman-Fried stems from allegations of wrongdoing and questionable business practices at FTX. The prosecution relied heavily on the testimony of 3 former members of Bankman-Fried's inner circle. This included his top executives, and his former girlfriend, Caroline Ellison, to explain how Bankman-Fried used Alameda Research, a crypto-focused hedge fund owned by Bankman-Fried himself, to siphon billions of dollars from customers' accounts at FTX. It was alleged that the Alameda firm used the money to pay its lenders and to make loans to Bankman-Fried and other executives, who then made venture investments and donated upwards of $100 million to US political campaigns. Bankman-Fried is awaiting sentencing. Also, he is set to go on trial on a second set of charges brought by prosecutors earlier this year, including for alleged foreign bribery and bank fraud conspiracies.
I'm backed by the nation's trusted bank, SBI, the banker to every Indian.
Well, one of the issues that critiques of cryptocurrency point out is that the power is centered in a very few hands. Well, that's all we have for you today. For more news and analysis, please log on to business-standard.com. Thank you for watching.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.